Do-it-yourself concrete castings. I mean, there are a lot of ways that you could approach making concrete castings at home. Professionals tend to use urethane when making molds for casting concrete. And the reason why is concrete's kind of a rugged, rough substance to work with. And the urethane is very, very strong and durable. And as a result, it will last for many years and many hundreds of castings more than something softer like perhaps silicone would work. In the world of concrete castings, you probably don't want to start with urethane because urethane is a little bit hard to work with and a bit expensive. If you're just starting to make concrete castings for yourself, maybe you do want to start with silicone. I mean, silicone is more expensive than urethane, but here's a tip. Here's a concrete mold that I made, and you put concrete in and it says leave. I don't know, you can probably see that it says that, but I made this out of a tube of silicone, 100% silicone, and to that I added cornstarch. When you add cornstarch, it causes the silicone to set up very quickly and build much more so than normal. Now with silicone, if you were to make it too thick, typically speaking, the center won't cure and it will remain liquidy. But adding cornstarch alleviates that problem, allowing you to smear your silicone all over whatever it is you're trying to make a mold of. And now you're going to have something that you can make concrete casts out of, or cast concrete out of. And this cost me $10 to make, and it's available at every hardware store. If you want to use polyurethane to make your molds for concrete castings, you're not going to find that stuff at your local hardware store. The next thing I would want you to know is you have to absolutely find yourself a set of plastic bowls. As you see here, I've got larger ones and smaller ones. Put the concrete in the larger one, put the smaller one in there, vibrate it to get all the air pockets or honeycombing out, and voila, you have concrete bowls that you've made. You could paint them, you can do all sorts of stuff to finish these. You could put plants in them, just have them in your garden. You can even start a business with something as simple as this, because these are a few dollars to buy. Concrete and sand, a few dollars more, but these could look really good and really impressive. You could do all sorts of different colors. There's a lot that you could do with a couple of plastic bowls and a bag of concrete. A tip that I have for anyone who wants to get into DIY concrete casting is to start using modeling clay to make things that you're interested of making a mold of, such that you can make concrete castings. Modeling clay is a great way where you can take a lot of time to build the primary piece that you're going to make a mold of. If you use the kind of modeling clay that hardens, well, that's not ideal. The kind that I use, as you see all around me here, it's oil-based, and as a result, it doesn't get hard. You could just leave it sit out forever and it still remains malleable and pliable. That's ideal, that's what you should be looking for. I find mine at the local dollar store. It's a very inexpensive way to build things that I can make concrete castings out of. Once I have the modeling clay prototype built, I can make a mold using either silicone or polyurethane. From that, I will be able to make concrete castings. Casting concrete is fun, it's not that hard, there's so many different things that you could make with it. It's really an entertaining hobby and remarkably cost effective to do.